The night waits for you. It doesn't rush. It doesn't call your name. It simply opens like a slow tide around the edges of your mind. You notice the air, cool, thin, unhurried, finding its way into your lungs. The body listens before the mind does. Every breath you take now is an invitation to return, to remember, to release. Your shoulders drop, not by effort, but by gravity, remembering its work. The weight of the day begins to fall away, piece by piece, without sound. Somewhere inside your chest, a heartbeat slows, and the night folds itself around that rhythm. You don't have to think. You only have to breathe. Imagine the space around you, dim, safe, a cradle of air, no edges, no walls, only the gentle suggestion of distance. The hum beneath you vibrates like a thread, a reminder that you are connected to something older, larger, and endlessly calm. You breathe again, 4 counts in, 7 of stillness, 8 of release. The exhale is a tide going home. The inhale, a quiet, returning wave. Your awareness expands only as far as it needs to. It doesn't chase thought. It doesn't seek meaning. It moves like a feather through the dark, brushing softly against what is. There is no task here, no proving, no waiting for permission. The moment is already complete. You are not arriving somewhere new. You are remembering where you've always been. The air carries traces of distance, cool night, unseen trees, the scent of still water. The body receives them without question. Every sense becomes gentler when it stops searching. Listen. Between one breath and the next, the world holds perfectly still. That stillness is not empty. It is alive. And it holds you quietly in its palm. You are not trying to fall asleep. Sleep is already moving toward you. All you do is make space for it. You breathe. You rest. You let the night unfold. You are here, and that is enough. The breath you just took drifts outward, and with it, the shape of the room begins to blur. Corners soften, ceilings dissolve into dusk. The air no longer ends where the walls once were. It spreads, patient, soundless, until space becomes something fluid. Your body floats lightly within it, anchored only by gravity's memory. You sense the sheet beneath you, the whisper of fabric against skin. But even that sensation loosens, as though it too is breathing. Another piano note, a single droplet of time, falls into the stillness and disappears. The echo folds into the hum, and the hum folds into silence. The light here is softer than sleep. It bends gently around you, not quite dark, not quite luminous, a glow that has forgotten its source. Shadows move without purpose, stretching, contracting, breathing with you. You begin to notice how easily the body lets go when it stops trying to belong to the room. You no longer rest in a place. The place rests in you. Every inhale expands the space behind your ribs. Every exhale melts another boundary. The night has its own architecture, beams of stillness, pillars of breath, a ceiling woven from quiet thought. You lie within it, a guest in the architecture of nothing, somewhere near your feet. The hum of the world hums slower. It could be the earth breathing. It could be your pulse echoing outward. The difference no longer matters. There is only rhythm, soft, measured, eternal, a structure made not of matter, but of listening. Your awareness drifts toward the edges of perception, and the edges drift away. What remains is the gentle architecture of night itself, carved from silence, held together by breath. You could float forever here. No up, no down, only the horizon. Wide, seamless, infinite. Resting quietly where your breath meets the dark. You feel yourself becoming a quiet horizon. There is a moment inside every breath that is neither in nor out. A thin silver thread suspended between motion and rest. It is the space the world is woven through. You arrive there without trying. Your lungs fill, then wait. For a heartbeat, nothing moves. That nothing is the heart of being. Listen to that pause. It is not empty. It is a field of possibility so wide that sound hesitates to cross it. If you could see it, it would glow like the surface of the sea at night. A gentle luminescence rising and fading in rhythm with your own quiet heart. Every living thing belongs to this interval. Birds rest their wings there. Oceans turn there. Even stars seem to pause between their slow flares of light. When you breathe again, feel how the motion returns not as a command, but as a gift. Existence does not ask you to move. It simply allows you to flow. Between inhale and exhale, the universe holds its breath with you. Now, imagine your awareness as the surface of that water. Each inhale lifts it slightly. Each exhale lets it fall. And in the instant between the two, there is stillness so complete it becomes infinite. That is where being rests, not in the movement, not in the effort, but in the pause that holds them both. Action and inaction are two sides of the same quiet breath. Feel the pulse of the sea beneath your own pulse. They are the same sound, one vast, one small, both circular. You do not need to understand it. You only need to listen. With every cycle, the pause grows softer, wider, more alive. In that widening, the idea of self thins like mist at dawn. You are not the breather, nor the breath, but the moment between them, where all things meet and become whole. Stay there a little longer. Let the pause be your home. Let it speak in the language of tides and heartbeats and quiet stars. Let it remind you that existence does not need to move to be alive. You dwell in the pause where everything lives. You stand before a door that has always been there. It doesn't open outward or inward. It simply exists. An old wooden frame breathing quietly in the dark. You feel the texture of it beneath your palm, cool, grainy, alive with the faint pulse of age. Take a slow breath. The scent of cedar rises and fades. The air thickens with quiet anticipation, yet nothing happens, because nothing needs to. The door has never been locked. It only waits for you to remember that you can walk through at any time. In the hush that follows, the ticking of the world slows. Seconds loosen their grip. You sense each moment stretching like golden thread, endless in both directions. Past and future blur into a single living instant. You do not push the door. You do not grasp the handle. Instead, you let awareness move like light seeping through wood grain. Tiny beams begin to leak outward, soft white at first, then warmer, then weightless. They reach your skin like dawn remembered from another lifetime. The surface trembles, then breathes. The boundary between door and air dissolves, and what was once solid becomes radiant space. You realize you are not looking through it. You are looking as it. Time folds inward, delicate as silk. Each heartbeat becomes a small eternity. Each breath, a whole universe rising and falling. Ground yourself here, not in the counting of seconds, but in the sensation of presence unfolding without measure. The floor beneath you feels certain, real, yet it too begins to hum softly. Every atom is opening, every cell remembering how to glow. You are both standing and floating, anchored and infinite, awake inside the stillness that holds all things. Nothing demands effort. Nothing requires motion. You are already inside what you are trying to reach. The door has become light, and the light has become you. Stay in this threshold a little longer. Here, doing ends. Here, being begins. Being is not doing, it is opening. The light is smaller now. A single flame trembles at the edge of the dark, its glow breathing with you. Slow, uncertain, tender. It leans, steadies, leans again, each motion a quiet language of surrender. Your body learns from it. The chest rises, pauses, releases. The breath leaves like smoke curling through still air, and the room responds with deeper quiet. Listen to that silence. It is not an absence. It is a presence that hums beneath everything. If you listen long enough, you can feel it touching the inside of your skin. It asks for nothing. It only stays. The candle burns lower. Wax pools around its base like a slow clock dissolving. There is no rush to reach the end. Even the flame seems to know that disappearing is part of shining. You sense the air thickening with warmth and faint sweetness, a memory of sunlight turned inward. Somewhere in that softness, the pulse behind your ribs aligns with the quiet rhythm of the flame. Two small hearts keeping time for a universe half asleep. Outside, the world drifts on without you. Winds cross unseen fields. Stars trade light across vast distances. But here, in this narrow circle of glow and breath, existence has become gentle enough to hold. Your mind grows transparent. Thoughts flicker, then vanish like sparks in still air. You no longer listen to silence. You listen with it. Together, you breathe, an unspoken duet between being and nothingness. Notice how even the exhale fades before it ends, how stillness arrives before the next inhale begins. That space between the vanishing moment is where peace lives. You drift there easily now, without intention. Time, sound, light all draw closer, then loosen, as if bowing to the quiet itself. The flame sighs once, a final whisper, and folds into darkness. Yet the glow remains somewhere behind your eyes, soft, circular, endless. In that dim afterlight, everything is whole. Nothing is missing. Nothing expected, only breath and the echo of breath resting inside itself. You float between breaths, neither seeking nor holding. Now, the quiet begins to touch what you've carried, the small, invisible names you wear, each title, each role, each expectation. They start to lift from your skin like fine dust. You feel the first layer loosen, the day's voice, the polite tones and rehearsed answers. They slide away without resistance. What remains beneath is quieter, unspoken, whole. Another layer follows, the layer that believes it must be known, seen, defined. It peels back as softly as breath leaving glass. The air grows cooler, and you sense weight leaving the edges of your body. The soundscape shifts. A slow string note curves upward, then fades, like the sigh of something finally free. You breathe with it. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Each breath a gentle unfastening. Your memories of I loosen next, not erased, only lighter, like old photographs blurred at the corners. You can still feel their warmth, but they no longer hold shape. Imagine cloaks of sound sliding from your shoulders. The hum of identity falling, layer after layer. Teacher, friend, lover, child, dreamer. Each name a ripple dissolving into dark water. There is no need to resist. This is not forgetting. It is remembering what remains when all stories fall silent. You touch the quiet center underneath, the pulse that existed before the first word was spoken about you. It feels ancient and simple. It feels like home. No language clings here, no mask, no mirror. Only breath balancing itself, in for 5, out for 5, the even rhythm of being without role. The night receives you easily, without question or recognition. It knows you not by name, but by presence, a subtle shimmer in its vast calm field. You are lighter now, a voice without sound, a shape without border, floating where meaning has no need to stand. The dark leans closer, kind, infinite, and in that closeness, you hear it. The quiet truth spoken through the dark. The night asks nothing of your name. The night opens like water, wide and silver. You walk to the edge of its calm and kneel. The surface is perfectly still, so still that it forgets the idea of motion. Above, the stars lean close, scattered like quiet thoughts no one needs to name. You look down, expecting a reflection, but the lake shows only sky. Where your face should be, there is infinity. No outline, no feature, no past. Only the soft shimmer of starlight rippling where you used to be. A single water drop falls somewhere far off. A clean sound, pure as a glass. The circle widens, then fades, leaving the surface unbroken once more. That tiny disturbance is the whole story of identity, a brief shape upon stillness, returning quietly to what it was. You let your breath follow that rhythm, arrive, expand, dissolve. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Each exhale polishes the air, erasing the mirror of form, leaving only clarity. The crickets keep time with your pulse. Their rhythm is the earth's pulse, not yours alone. You realize you've never truly been separate, just a shimmer of attention moving across an endless surface. The longer you watch, the less you remember how to see as a person sees. Vision softens, awareness replaces it. You are not outside the water, nor inside. You are the stillness that allows both to exist. The lake breathes with you now. When you inhale, the The stars brighten. When you exhale, they dim, as if sharing your quiet. There is no mirror left to hold a self, only the luminous dark holding everything equally. The night folds you into its reflectionless depth, not erasing, but completing. Without an image, there is nothing to compare, nothing to defend, nothing to lose. A gentle wind moves across the water. It carries your last outlines away, dispersing them among the stars like fine mist. You remain unseen, unbounded, awake within stillness. You see yourself by seeing nothing at all. Imagine the air around you thickening into a quiet fog. It moves softly through the space, cool and colorless, touching your skin with weightless fingers. Each wisp drifts like a forgotten idea, hovering for a heartbeat before fading back into the unseen. Now, let that fog become your mind. Each thought a pale shape rising and dissolving within it. You don't chase them, you only watch. They appear without effort, vanish without struggle. Some are fragments of memory, warm voices, passing faces. Some are pieces of the day still echoing faintly. But the mist moves on, and the shapes lose meaning. Everything softens. Even remembering becomes another cloud dispersing in light. Notice how the silence beneath thought begins to hum. Not loud, not dramatic, just steady. Like air remembering its own rhythm. You sense a subtle warmth beneath that hum. The warmth of awareness itself. The ground that never shifts. The fog begins to thin. In its clearing, you glimpse the simplicity of being. No story, no reflection, only clarity. Each time a thought tries to form, it dissolves before it can call itself you. This is what the ego truly is, not a solid self, but a shimmer that believes itself to be the sky. When the shimmer fades, the sky remains untouched. Feel the light returning now, not from outside, but from within the clearing. It rises from silence itself, a calm radiance that needs no explanation. Every exhale lets more fog dissolve. Every breath reveals a little more horizon. And in the stillness that follows, there's nothing left to hold on to, only a soft and endless transparency. The thoughts are gone now, but awareness stays, breathing quietly, like the earth at dawn. You are not the mist. You are the space it moved through, unbroken, awake, infinite. You become what remains after thought fades. Memory drifts in like slow snowfall, not heavy, not sharp, just a quiet shimmer of moments returning to visit. They land lightly upon you, a scent, a voice, a hallway filled with dusk. Nothing asks to stay. You let them come, you let them go. Each one melts before it can take shape. A childhood laugh, a corridor of summer air, the sound of rain on someone's window long ago, all dissolving into the same silver hush. The harp moves beneath the silence, notes falling like dust caught in a narrow beam of light. Each sound rises, shines for a heartbeat, and disappears. You realize memory is the same, not a chain to hold you, but a rhythm that passes through. Inside, the body softens as recollection loosens its grip. Images lose edges, stories lose weight. You see now that remembering was never solid, only light bending across water, only echoes pretending to be stones. Let the memories drift farther. See them as lanterns floating away across a dark lake. They do not vanish. They only grow smaller until the dark becomes more beautiful for having held them. Every exhale erases another trace of time. You breathe out a name, a place, a face. You breathe in the open sky that waits behind them all. The harp's resonance deepens, strings murmuring beneath your ribs. The body itself remembering how to be music. You notice how soft the air has become, how kind the dark is when you stop asking it for meaning. There is a warmth that lingers even as memory fades. It is not nostalgia. It is the gentle truth that nothing was ever lost, only transformed, carried forward as light through air. Everything you have touched, loved, or dreamed still glows faintly within the current of now. The past exhales through you, and the future inhales your breath in return. You are the bridge, the shimmer, the quiet witness, weightless, unbound, endless. All you have ever been is light passing through time. There is a temple inside you. No stone, no doorway, no flame, only air shaped by listening. You enter it without movement. The floor is breath. The walls are distance. It has been waiting since before your first thought. The air trembles lightly as you arrive. Each exhale stirs the quiet like wind through prayer cloth. You expect something sacred to appear, but the holiness here is the emptiness itself. You listen deeper. The echo of your breath circles the vastness and returns. It doesn't carry a name back, only warmth, only presence. The longer you stay, the more you understand. Silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of space. It is the body of being, the pulse beneath thought, the wide and invisible form that holds everything. You sense the world fading beyond these invisible walls. Even memory becomes soundless dust suspended in light. Every word you've ever spoken now sleeps folded inside this hush. The self, so long busy describing, falls gently quiet. Notice what remains when there is nothing left to speak. It is not void. It is luminous calm. You can feel it humming beneath your ribs. The same hum that once belonged to stars and oceans and wind. All of existence vibrates within this silence, as if creation itself were resting. You rest with it. No separation, no you to dissolve, only the dissolving itself. If thought returns, it bows to this quiet. If emotion stirs, it softens and disappears. The mind is not defeated, it is embraced. Silence holds everything, and in doing so, becomes you. Stay here, where the world is both gone and fully alive. This is the center that never speaks, the truth that needs no voice. Silence is the truest self. The sea is breathing tonight. Its lungs are vast and blue, and each wave rises and falls like the chest of the earth itself. You begin to breathe with it. Inhale. The tide gathers under the moon. A slow swelling of silver and salt. Hold. The crest waits, still and shimmering, perfectly balanced between motion and return. Exhale. The water folds back into itself, a whisper sliding down the sand. You are not copying the sea. You are remembering it. Your breath and its breath have always been the same tide, moving through different bodies of water. With each cycle, the body softens, the pulse slows until it becomes indistinguishable from the surf's rhythm. The line between inside and outside begins to fade. The air you take in once belonged to the horizon. The air you release carries pieces of stars. Feel the skin dissolve at its edges, not vanishing, but opening. Each pore becomes a small shoreline, each exhale a receding wave. There is no boundary left to defend, only rhythm, only flow. The sound of the ocean deepens, a low hum circling through the ribs. It doesn't ask you to think. It only asks you to sway gently with it, as though you were a current remembering its course. The moon above seems to move slower now, as if time itself must adjust to your breathing. You realize that what you call infinite is simply the absence of resistance. The sea does not try to be endless. It simply never stops being itself. Your breath becomes the tide. The tide becomes breath. You expand and return, rise and release, and in that endless motion, you find the gentlest form of forever. The sea inhales once more, and as it does, you feel it remember you, not as a visitor, but as a part of its ancient rhythm. Each wave remembers you. The surface drifts away above you, smooth as glass. You sink without effort, drawn by gravity's gentlest hand. The water folds over your shoulders, cool silk slipping along your arms, your spine, your breath. There is no fear here, only descent, only calm. Light filters downward in ribbons of blue and silver. Each ripple bends it into soft fragments, scattering time into pieces too slow to measure. The deeper you move, the less the world speaks. Sound grows rounder, slower, heavier, until even the echoes forget themselves. You are floating, but the word floating is too solid for this. You are held, weightless, thoughtless, a hush wrapped in blue. Your mind loosens like sand drifting through current. Ideas that once felt sharp now blur at the edges, their meanings dissolving into rhythm. Even language softens. Every word sings like a small shell to the floor of quiet. You realize how heavy the surface had been. The noise, the motion, the constant reaching upward. Down here, depth is not darkness. It is peace, wearing the color of infinity. Around you, shapes flicker, streams of light, traces of memory turned liquid. They spiral and drift away like slow-moving comets beneath the sea. Nothing follows them. Nothing needs to. You let the body rest completely now. Limbs suspended, breath suspended, a living silence between heartbeats. Even the mind stops narrating. Awareness just drifts, clear and circular. The deeper you go, the lighter you feel, as though each meter downward removes a layer of self, until only transparency remains. The weight you thought was yours was only air, and even that has dissolved. You begin to glow faintly, a pulse of pale blue light floating within the great calm. The sea does not surround you anymore. It moves through you, as if you were a window for its endless breath. No sound, no border, no thought, only the deep remembering itself. The deeper you go, the lighter you become. The ocean begins to know you. It moves closer, not with waves, but with understanding. Its pulse meets yours, one long heartbeat echoing through endless blue. Your skin glimmers where light touches it. Tiny prisms bloom across your arms, traces of salt threading through pores. marking the union between body and a tide. What was once boundary now becomes translation. The sea speaking through you in the language of shimmer. When you breathe, it is no longer air that enters. It is the water itself, its coolness, its weight, its ancient calm. You breathe it the way coral breathes light, the way a current breathes through stone. The sound of your body is the sound of the ocean listening. Veins pulse like small tides. The heart opens and closes with the rhythm of distant surf. You realize there was never separation, only forgetting. Salt gathers on your lips, a taste older than speech. It reminds you of everything that came before. Rain becoming river, river becoming sea, and now you becoming return. Your thoughts scattered like fish beneath a passing shadow. They flicker once, then vanish into the folds of light. What remains is warmth, moving in slow circles, an intimacy beyond touch. The water breathes through you as easily as you breathe through it. You can feel its vast patience, the patience of something that has carried moons and mountains, storms and silence, for lifetimes beyond counting. The body is not drowning. It is dissolving into meaning. Each cell becomes a droplet, remembering its source. The ocean receives you with quiet gratitude, as if welcoming home a long-lost sound. Light bends slower here. It glows from within rather than above. You are suspended in radiance, a soul made of salt and rhythm and peace. There is no edge left to return from. The sea moves in your veins. You move in its eternal breathing. You are water returning to water. The surface opens again. You rise through blue until the sky meets you halfway. No edge, no border, no line. Just one vast body of light wearing two names. Look toward where the sea should end. There is only brightness, seamless and fluid, a marriage of air and water where form has forgotten itself. The horizon, once a promise of distance, dissolves like a sigh across the world. You float inside this joining. Every sense stretches wider, vision turning to glow, sound to vibration, thought to transparency. Upward and downward have no meaning here. Sky and sea trade, places without effort. A slow waltz of reflection folding inward and outward at once. You are both directions, both surfaces. A shimmer suspended between what was and what will never be. Breathe. Each inhale gathers the sky. Each exhale releases the sea. They exchange through you, through the open doorway of your lungs. The rhythm is endless, a soft pulse of union repeating itself forever. You begin to feel the texture of connection, not as touch, but as recognition. Everything knows everything here. Light recognizes salt, water recognizes air. You recognize everything. The old sense of where you end fades like dusk behind cloud. The world is not something outside anymore. It is the body that dreamed you, the body you have now returned to. Drift a little farther. You will find that farther no longer exists. Distance was a language for separation, and you no longer speak it. All that remains is blending, color into color, breath into breath, being into being. Somewhere inside this soft infinity, you realize the simplest truth. When boundaries dissolve, nothing vanishes. Everything joins. The horizon no longer separates, it joins. Imagine a single drop falling into still water. The surface trembles, then widens into rings. Each ring moves outward, slow, patient, unending. It never truly stops. Even when your eyes can no longer see it, its motion continues through every molecule of the sea. You are that drop. Your breath touches the surface of existence, sending invisible ripples through the quiet field of everything. The water doesn't resist. It welcomes your arrival, spreading your presence gently in every direction. Each moment of calm is another ripple. Each thought released, another widening circle. What you call stillness is not static. It moves outward endlessly, carrying the signature of your being across time. You sense the rhythm of those ripples beneath your ribs. Heartbeats as tides, breath as wave, awareness as the silent current that links one to the next. Look deeper beneath the surface. The rings do not end where they fade. They merge into other ripples, becoming part of an infinite conversation of movement. Your stillness joins the stillness of stars. Your breath joins the exhale of trees. Your pulse joins the rhythm of oceans that never sleep. Continuity is not about holding on. It is about letting go without loss. The sea never keeps the ripple. It carries it forward. Time does the same. Every act of release becomes part of an unbroken pattern, like threads of water weaving through eternity. Even silence ripples. Even thought, when it dissolves, leaves warmth behind, a vibration so subtle it can only be felt by the soul. Close your eyes now and feel that motion around you. It does not rush. It does not fade. It continues softly, infinitely, the echo of stillness reminding itself that it exists. The drop, the sea, the silence, all one circle spreading through forever, never ending, never needing to. Every stillness echoes forever. There is a kind of peace that arrives not when everything is known, but when you no longer need to know. You feel it now. A stillness stretching through your thoughts, quiet as the air before dawn. The questions that once filled you now drift, featherlight, without direction. Imagine each question as a bird that has flown too long, carrying the weight of its own flight. One by one, they land on the soft branch of your breathing. Their wings fold. Their eyes close. Not every thought needs an answer. Not every mystery is meant to open. The mind, like the sea, finds calm only when its waves stop asking why. You sit within this hush, as though inside a library of light. All the books are closed, their pages glowing faintly from within, their stories resting. You realize that meaning doesn't sleep because it is lost. It sleeps because it has found peace. In this moment, you see that wonder itself is an answer big enough to hold everything. To question is beautiful, but to rest inside mystery is divine. You can feel the tension leaving the spaces behind your eyes. the slow unclenching of curiosity. You no longer lean forward toward the unknown. You lean back into it. It holds you easily, the way darkness holds a single star. Now the questions become rhythm, soft rising, gentle falling, each one dissolving into the next breath. They are no longer doors, only wind passing through open rooms. The quiet expands, and within it, something luminous hums. It is the awareness that you were never separate from the mystery at all. You were part of its dreaming, part of its eternal asking, and now its rest. There is serenity in not knowing, and freedom in allowing that serenity to stay. Some questions rest better unanswered. There is a single leaf turning slowly in the air. It spins without hurry, weightless in its letting go. No purpose drives it, only gravity, only wind, only the invisible choreography of enough. You watch it fall through still light, its movement so gentle it seems eternal. The leaf does not wonder if it falls beautifully, nor where it will land. It falls because that is what leaves do, because simplicity needs no reason. Now feel that same ease within yourself. Every gesture of breath, every quiet pulse belongs to the same humble law of being. There is no striving here. There is only what is. The world, when emptied of its noise, shows its true shape, a single moment repeating itself in infinite variations. Nothing missing, nothing extra. You begin to see that meaning has always been small and perfect. A cup of water, a slant of sun, a breath drawn without thinking. To live simply is not to lack. It is to align with the pattern that never needed improvement. Close your eyes. Imagine your thoughts as that leaf, each one drifting softly down, finding its own quiet landing. No need to chase, no need to gather. They arrive, rest, and return to the ground. Even the air feels clearer now, as if simplicity itself had fragrance. The space around you opens, and in that openness, everything fits perfectly. You realize that the world has always been this gentle, a conversation of small things existing without question. A sigh, a flicker of light on water, a heartbeat in the dark, each one complete, unembellished, whole. You do not need to add anything. You do not need to remove anything. Simplicity is not absence, it is truth. Unadorned, what exists is enough. The lungs open like twin galaxies, spiraling with invisible light. The air enters as stardust, hydrogen, memory, possibility. For a moment, the universe collapses into this single act of receiving. The galaxies release their stars, and the breath drifts outward, returning to the vast quiet from which it came. The space between inhale and exhale is eternity folded once, small enough to hold in your chest. The mind begins to sense the scale of what it joins. Each particle of air you draw in has already passed through forests, rivers, oceans, through lungs of birds, whales, and ancient winds. You are inhaling history, exhaling into tomorrow. As you breathe, you feel the rhythm of expansion and contraction, the same pulse that moves through galaxies. Stars flare and fade, nebulae stretch and dissolve. Universes inhale, universes exhale. Your body repeats this language perfectly, without thought, without end. In this stillness, even time breathes. Moments widen and narrow, the way light folds through distance. Everything you have ever been, every word, every silence rides the current of this single endless respiration. When you inhale again, imagine the stars moving closer, their light gathering softly behind your ribs. When you exhale, feel them drift outward, spreading through space, carrying fragments of your calm. There is no beginning to this rhythm, no final exhale waiting at the end. It is the ongoing wave of being, the universe practicing its own existence through you. You are not small within infinity. You are the shape infinity takes when it pauses to rest. The cosmos bends inward for a moment, finding its reflection inside your breath. Here, simplicity becomes vastness, and vastness becomes the quiet pulse of life itself. Each breath is the universe folded small. Thoughts move like clouds across the inner sky. At first, they travel quickly, small and bright, shapes of memory, of question, of gentle noise. But watch closely. Even the swiftest cloud must someday slow. Let each thought drift where it wants to go. Do not follow, do not hold, just watch. The sky doesn't chase its clouds, it welcomes them, and when they tire, it lets them rest. A single idea hovers for a moment, the echo of a word, a faint remembering of effort. Then, like mist at dusk, it settles. You can almost hear the sound of stillness forming, a silence as soft as dust falling through sunlight. Now, feel your mind become spacious. There is room for everything to rest here. The air of awareness deepens. What once felt crowded now feels endless. This is not the end of thought. It is its homecoming. When clouds settle, they become sky again. When thinking stops trying to know, it becomes understanding itself. Notice how curiosity quiets when it is safe. It no longer presses outward. It leans inward, listening to the rhythm of its own peace. The mind, once a restless traveler, sits down beside the heart, and both begin breathing the same calm air. Nothing is erased. Thought still exists, but now it hums beneath silence, a gentle engine of being, not of doing. Awareness floats above it all, clear as sky after rain. You can feel yourself widening, not in size, but in stillness. Every heartbeat sounds like the soft landing of light. The space inside you no longer divides itself into thinker and thought. It simply is. In this quiet, everything continues to exist, but without weight, without need. The sky is whole again, the clouds are resting, and you are the calm that holds them. Peace begins when curiosity softens. You have searched the stillness long enough to see that it has never hidden anything. There was no riddle to solve, no door to open, no map to follow. Existence itself was the answer, waiting quietly beneath every question. You understand now that meaning does not need to be made. It is not a structure built by the mind. It is the quiet hum beneath all things, the effortless pattern that continues, whether seen or not. The air around you feels weightless. Every sound lands softly and disappears. The pulse in your chest moves with the rhythm of something eternal. Even thought has grown transparent. It floats like light between waves, no longer seeking, only shining. There is beauty in the unreasoned. A mountain does not question its height, nor a river its course. The sun does not explain its warmth, and yet everything lives because of it. You too are allowed to exist this way, without justification, without striving. A quiet presence, perfect by nature of being. The world hums its simple proof. I am. Not why, not for what. Only I am. That is the most honest sentence the universe ever spoke. Feel that truth settle through you. Every cell understands it. Every breath repeats it. There is no argument left between thought and silence. They have become one soft voice. The logic of being is not linear. It spirals gently inward, arriving where it began. To exist is already to complete the circle. Nothing to reach, nothing to prove. You rest in the final clarity. Purpose is an invention of movement, but perfection is the stillness that never needed to move at all. Breathe once more. Let the sentence echo quietly in your mind, simple and infinite. To be is to be complete. The journey turns inward now, downward toward the ground. You feel it waiting beneath everything, steady, cool, awake. The earth has been listening all along. Lie back in your mind. Imagine the soil beneath you, dark and alive. Its scent rises, rich, ancient, kind. Tiny roots trace their way around your stillness, threading through silence, weaving you gently into place. The heart beats in rhythm with the ground. It doesn't hurry. It follows the old pulse, the one the planet has carried since the first breath of wind across stone. You can feel that same pulse under your ribs, deep and slow, as if the world itself were exhaling through you. There is no boundary here, only continuity. Body into earth, earth into air, air into breath. You are resting inside the circle that creates itself. The soil moves with quiet strength, a vast organism of patience. Seeds sleep beneath your awareness, dreaming in patterns older than language. Each grain holds the memory of rivers, mountains, ashes, rain. You belong to that memory. Let yourself sink a little deeper into it, not falling, but becoming heavy with peace. The mind softens, the bones loosen. Your breath grows slower, each exhale pressing lightly into the unseen heartbeat of the ground. Here, rest is not an action, it is a return. Every leaf above, every root below, shares this same rhythm of stillness. Even silence has weight here, and it welcomes you gently, like cool moss closing over a stone. If you listen long enough, you can hear the hum beneath everything, the quiet respiration of soil, the low murmur of life resting between pulses. It does not end. It simply moves slower than time. You are not separate from it. You are part of its steady breathing. The ground breathes with you. The night thins into a pale blue hush. Somewhere behind your closed eyes, light begins to gather. It moves like a whisper through the soil of thought, warm, unhurried, tender. Each thought is a seed, quiet, patient, waiting for nothing but presence. You can feel them stir now beneath the surface of calm. They do not push upward, they open. The first thought blooms, not a word, not an idea, but a feeling shaped like sunlight. It spreads softly through your awareness, a petal at a time. Color unfurls in the mind, gentle golds, deep greens. A memory of warmth so subtle it almost hums. You realize thinking can be gentle, not striving, not cutting, just unfolding. Each idea rises, breathes once, then settles back into silence, like a flower closing at dusk. The garden of your mind is awake now, but quiet in its blooming. Nothing grows faster than it should. Even curiosity has slowed to admiration. You are both soil and sunlight, both root and blossom. A small breeze moves through the garden, a thought passing across awareness. It doesn't disturb, it nourishes. It carries the scent of morning, the freshness of understanding without explanation. You notice how delicate everything is when you stop rushing it. The petals do not force themselves open. They open because the world around them allows it. Awareness works the same way. In stillness, it finds room to bloom. Now, the light fills every space. Shadows soften, silence glows. The thoughts that remain are translucent, half dream, half memory, breathing quietly inside you. You do not need to gather them. You do not need to name them. They are enough simply for being. You bloom by being still. Dawn has fully arrived. Light drips softly through invisible branches, touching the air the way breath touches skin. The world feels green again, not a color, but a sensation, living, pulsing, breathing. You inhale, and the garden inhales with you. You exhale, and it exhales in return. The exchange is perfect, ancient, wordless, a dialogue older than memory. Your breath becomes the wind moving through grass, and the leaves shimmer like lungs made of light. Somewhere deep inside, you can sense the logic of renewal taking place. Every inhale pulls in what the trees have offered. Every exhale gives back what they need. It is the simplest cooperation in existence, a rhythm that sustains both breath and root. The air around you is alive with gratitude. It hums softly in the space between breaths, like the earth whispering thanks. Feel how your body changes with the light. Muscles warm, skin tingles. The heart beats with gentle radiance. Each cell turns towards stillness, like a leaf toward the sun. This is photosynthesis of spirit. Breath becoming brightness. Awareness becoming life. The garden's green grows through you now. It seeps into thought, into memory, recoloring everything with calm. There is no separation left between breathing and growing. The two are one motion, the movement of being alive. You notice how easily renewal happens when you stop trying to cause it. The soil repairs itself. The air clears. The mind untangled from effort, begins to glow again with quiet understanding. Even the smallest thing, a blade of grass, a droplet on a petal, is part of the same luminous system of return. Nothing here is wasted. Every breath feeds another breath. Every moment becomes the next moment's seed. You are not standing in the garden anymore. You are the garden, its pulse, its root, its bright unfolding. You are the quiet exchange between light and air, matter and meaning, beginning and beginning again. You are the garden remembering itself. The garden is awake, but it whispers. Everything is moving, yet nothing rushes. You begin to notice what had always been there. The smallest motions, the quiet choreography of existence, a single ant tracing its invisible path along the soil, the flicker of light caught on a strand of spider silk, the sound of dew sliding down a leaf, one tiny drop meeting another. The ordinary reveals itself as infinite when you slow down enough to see it. Awareness sharpens, but not with effort. It sharpens with gentleness. You do not study, you simply notice. Each sensation arrives on its own timing. A breath of air across the cheek, the temperature of sunlight shifting, the pulse in the wrist aligning with the hum of insects. This is the scale of stillness, microscopic, infinite, measured not in size, but in presence. As you look closer, the boundary between observation and belonging begins to fade. You are not looking at the garden. You are looking as the garden. Every petal and pebble vibrates with the same quiet awareness that watches through your eyes. In this slowness, even a grain of dust holds mystery. You can feel the planet breathing beneath that grain, its pulse extending through roots and rivers, upward into light, outward into you. What was small becomes immeasurable, and what was fleeting becomes eternal. There is no hierarchy here, no great, no trivial. Everything participates in the same simplicity of being. A blade of grass is as sacred as a mountain. The sound of your breath carries the same grace as thunder. When you move again, do so slowly. Let the world unfold at its own pace. The slower you see, the wider everything becomes. The smaller you feel, the more complete you are. Smallness is vast when seen slowly. Light is returning, not as brilliance, but as warmth. Slow, patient, unfolding like a thought too kind to hurry. It enters the garden one hue at a time. Pale gold brushing the air, soft green stirring beneath the leaves. A blue so calm it feels like silence remembering itself. Color arrives before language. It does not need to be named to exist. It simply touches everything, reminding the world that being is enough. Even shadows participate. Gentle outlines, giving form to light's tenderness. You can feel color settling into your body. The skin absorbs warmth. The eyes rest open but unseeking. Every shade carries breath within it, a quiet exhale of dawn, a slow inhale of awareness. Mindfulness begins like this, not as effort, but as light realizing it has always been shining. You do not chase attention. You let it bloom. The way color blooms along the horizon, effortless, whole, inevitable. Notice how gently the world awakens. Nothing forces the morning to appear. The petals open because there is light. The air glows because it is seen. Awareness works the same way. It does not arrive. It reveals. Now the garden is a spectrum. Gold deepens into amber. Green hums beneath your heartbeat. Blue lingers in the spaces between thoughts. Every color moves at the pace of breath. Every hue a reminder that stillness is alive. You realize mindfulness is not focus, but reception. To notice is to participate. To see is to join. Each color becomes both outside and within. Each vibration a bridge between sight and being. Stay here, where awareness glows without question. Let the light rest on your thoughts. Let the colors breathe through you. And remember, color breathes before meaning. You are no longer standing on ground. You are suspended in the hush between galaxies. The air has become velvet darkness. And the darkness is not absence. It is the texture of infinity. Soft, immense, alive. Stars drift around you, unhurried. Each one pulses with a patient rhythm, light blooming and fading like the slow tide of existence. You move among them without moving at all. There is no direction here, only belonging. If you listen carefully, you can hear the stars breathe. A deep, invisible inhalation pulls galaxies inward. A long, shimmering exhale releases them again. Every orbit, every atom moves to the same unspoken pattern. It is the heartbeat of creation, and it echoes through you. You feel the pulse in your chest answering. Your breath expands like nebulae. Your exhale unfurls like stardust. Each inhale gathers ancient light. Each exhale sends it home. You are both the breath and the breathing. Constellations appear, not as names, but as gestures of quiet light. They seem to recognize you, not as visitor, but as part of their continuity. The same particles that form your body once burned in these distant suns. You are made of their history, and they shine now through memory. Drifting here, you understand stillness differently. It is not the lack of movement, it is the perfection of balance. Every star hangs exactly where it should, held in the cosmic pause between expansion and return. You, too, are poised in that equilibrium. A single awareness suspended in endless breath. There is nothing to reach, nothing to leave. Every light is both near and infinite. Every silence both vast and tender. The stars surround you like slow thoughts, and the universe listens quietly within your pulse. You belong to the quiet between lights, between one heartbeat and the next. There is a space so vast it could hold the stars. It is quiet there, not empty, but perfectly full. You rest inside that pause now. It feels infinite, but it lasts only as long as breath allows. In that single suspension, You can feel the entire universe balancing itself. The galaxies do not rush. They wait. Even light, in its endless flight, seems to slow, acknowledging the rhythm of the pause. Each breath becomes a universe expanding and contracting. Each heartbeat is a planet turning within that rhythm. The pause, the still point between, is what makes movement possible. Without it, everything would blur into noise. You sense now that the pause is not silence, but structure. It is the architecture of being, a geometry of patience. All matter hangs within it, held gently by time that has chosen to rest. As you hold the breath, you feel yourself hovering in the same tension that keeps the universe together. Gravity, light, space, thought, all suspended in perfect agreement. Then the exhale releases them all back into flow. This is creation's pulse, not constant motion, but alternating surrender, expansion, rest, return. Every beginning is born in the space between movements. Let your awareness widen. See the galaxies breathing with you, spiraling outward on the inhale, settling inward on the exhale. The rhythm is endless, but its center never moves. You have reached that center now. You can feel it, a stillness vast enough to cradle every motion, every history, every possible future. There is no need to fill the pause. It already contains everything. Every breath, every silence, every light that has ever been born. The pause contains the universe. Sound returns, but softly, not as something new, but as a memory repeating itself, an echo without origin. A sound so patient, it becomes space itself. You realize that every sound you hear is also its own return. Nothing ever truly fades. It circles, bends, reappears, slower each time, until repetition feels like stillness. Time, too, moves this way. It does not travel in straight lines. It spirals, tracing the same constellations, the same breaths, the same quiet awakenings, over and over. In the vast dark, you can hear your own heartbeat echoing against eternity. Each pulse meets itself again, like light finding its reflection in unseen mirrors. The sound is soft, but the meaning is endless. You are listening to infinity practice being infinite. Each vibration a copy of the last, and yet not identical. Even the universe needs variation to remember itself. You begin to feel that time is not passing. It is breathing. It exhales moments into being, then inhales them back into silence. Every birth, every ending, every flicker of thought belongs to this pulse of recurrence. There is no beginning to the echo, no source to trace. You are both sender and receiver, the voice and its return. Awareness ripples outward, touches the edge of eternity, and folds quietly back into your chest. Even silence echoes. You can feel it brushing the edges of perception, a whisper written on light. a soundless recognition. You have always been here. You will always be here. Existence loops through you, gently, beautifully, without end. Every echo you hear is the universe remembering its own song. Every beat you feel is forever tapping softly against your soul. Infinity whispers your name in silence. There is no up or down here, only motion without direction, only movement that feels like stillness. You are suspended in the quiet fabric of gravity, not the kind that pulls you down, but the kind that holds you gently in place. You feel yourself floating, not lifted, not carried, just allowed. Every part of you loosens. Each thought unhooks itself from meaning. The body forgets weight, and what remains is the soft curve of awareness swaying in invisible rhythm. The stars drift slowly past, as though you are falling through them, yet never closer to anything. The fall is infinite, but it does not frighten. It feels like trust. Gravity here is not command, it is kindness. The universe's way of saying, stay near. It holds you without asking. A gentle magnetism of belonging. You begin to understand that release is not the absence of pull, but the acceptance of it. You do not resist falling, and so the fall becomes flight. Every surrender creates space. Every letting go reveals another horizon. You turn slowly in the void. Around you, everything glows from within. The galaxies pulse like sleeping hearts, each one tethered to silence by the same gravity of grace. The more you release, the lighter you become, not rising, not leaving, but dissolving into balance. There is nothing left to hold. There is nothing that needs holding. Even identity has loosened its orbit. You are only awareness now, weightless, infinite, free. The universe doesn't ask you to fall. It simply reminds you that falling and floating are the same. Both are ways of belonging. You fall without falling. The light thins. The stars begin to fade, not extinguished, but absorbed back into what made them. The darkness isn't erasure. It is completion. You can feel your edges dissolve, the lines between breath and space blurring until even the act of breathing feels too defined. Awareness loosens, unfolds, becomes horizonless. Everything you have carried, the weight of thought, the name of self, the soft ache of remembering, melts like light sinking beneath water. What remains is not emptiness, but wholeness so vast it cannot be divided. You drift deeper into stillness. No effort, no direction, only the surrender of form. Every sound fades, leaving only the faint pulse of being echoing once, then vanishing into its own silence. This is not the end of life. It is the returning of life to its beginning, to the first quiet before creation breathed. In this silence, everything exists together. Light and shadow, sound and silence, being and absence. You realize that nothingness isn't the opposite of existence. It is its foundation, the pause before sound, the still canvas upon which everything blooms. To dissolve is not to disappear. It is to become the field where all things arise. Even awareness softens now, like mist losing its shape in morning air. There is no watcher left, no boundary of you, only presence. And even that word feels too loud. The universe continues to breathe, but it no longer breathes apart from you. Its pulse is your pulse, its silence your homecoming. The circle closes. The stars return to dark. The dark returns to light. And you return to the place that never left. You end where you never began. You have traveled through silence, through light and dark, through breath and return. And now you are back at the beginning. But it doesn't feel like before. It feels wider, fuller, as though the same moment you once entered has learned how to hold eternity inside it. The first breath comes again, but this time it knows itself. Air moves through you, a circle completing, not closing. Each inhale gathers what you once were. Each exhale releases it into what you've become. The journey never left this moment. It only spiraled around it, like galaxies orbiting a still sun. You were always here, and here was always infinite. The heartbeat that started everything still beats. It hasn't aged. It hasn't changed. It has only deepened. A sound woven into the quiet fabric of being. You can sense the rhythm of all things now. The breath of oceans, the silence of stars, the hush of earth beneath roots. They are all moving in the same pulse, the same endless inhale and exhale. The circle does not mean completion by ending, but by remembering. To return is to recognize the beginning as home. The horizon curves softly into itself, the way light bends into dawn. You realize nothing was lost along the way. Not a thought, not a breath, not a heartbeat. Each moment was only the circle tracing its own perfection. The air grows quieter now. You can hear the shape of stillness itself, a silence that vibrates with gentle knowing. It hums through you, around you. As you rest once more inside the simple act of being. Every breath is both arrival and return. Every pause is both death and creation. Every ending is a beginning resting. There is a still point inside the breath, not before, not after, but within. It is here that awareness turns inward, not to look, but to feel itself. Being, you do not have to search for the observer. It has always been here, watching the rhythm of thoughts, the drift of sensations, the way silence shifts between moments. The gentle witness never speaks. It listens. It never acts. It allows. Let your thoughts move as they wish. Each one passes before you, like wind moving across still water. The surface ripples, then returns to calm. Awareness does not try to stop them. It simply remains clear enough to reflect them perfectly. You begin to see that awareness is not something you do. It is what you are. It breathes before you breathe, listens before you hear. Every inhale is its expansion. Every exhale, its quiet smile. Thought dissolves gently at the edges. You are no longer the thinker. You are the space that allows thought to arise. You are not the breath. You are what breath moves through. There is no division now between watcher and watched. There is only the softness of seeing itself. This witnessing has no name. It belongs to no one. It is the open sky behind every experience, untouched by cloud, untouched by weather. Even silence passes through it, and still it remains. You realize now that awareness does not hold the world. The world unfolds within awareness. Every star, every memory, every sound appears and fades inside this luminous stillness that cannot fade itself. There is no need to observe any longer. The witness and the witnessed have become one. Awareness breathes itself. You have spent a lifetime searching for meaning. Words, stories, stars, hearts, each offered their own promise. But now, in the hush that remains, you begin to understand. Meaning was never something to find. It was the quiet pulse beneath everything. You can feel it now, not as an answer, but as the still hum between thoughts. It doesn't explain. It exists. And somehow, that is enough. The need for story fades like fog at sunrise. You see the shapes of your own life, the rise, the fall, the turning, but they no longer demand conclusion. They were always fragments of the same wholeness, the same soft breath of being. The mind loosens its grip. You let go of why and what if and what next. Each question folds itself gently into the calm. They rest there, unasked, content just to be quiet. Meaning becomes texture, not definition. It moves through you like light through water, shifting, wordless, alive. The body feels lighter. The air glows softer. You sense that you no longer need to understand the world to belong to it. Awareness now feels like an open field at dusk. Everything that once seemed separate has returned to stillness. Each thing shining faintly with its own sufficiency. The tree, the breath, the silence, all equal, all whole. Meaning, it turns out, was never the reason for being. It was the rhythm of being itself, a silent music that continues even when you stop listening for it. You rest inside that soundless song now. Every thought dissolves before forming. Every intention falls gently back into peace. You no longer reach for truth. You are inside it. It is vast and clear and empty of question. Here, words sleep, time sleeps, and meaning rests quietly in the pulse of existence. Meaning sleeps in being. The stillness begins to stir, not breaking, not ending, just unfolding. The breath you take now carries a new texture, light. Awareness moves like water again, flowing back through the channels of body, through fingers, through ribs, through time. You are returning, but not as you were. You come back softer, as though the dream of the universe has exhaled you gently back into form. The world glows faintly behind your closed eyes. Colors wait like whispered promises. Shapes begin to form, not fully, but enough. It is the threshold where stillness becomes sight. You feel warmth across your skin, as if the horizon has leaned closer. The pulse in your chest hums in quiet agreement. The heart, that faithful traveler, finds its way home to the rhythm of the waking world. You are neither asleep nor awake now. You hover in the in-between, where the dream still breathes and reality listens. It is a tender balance, the bridge between being and becoming. Nothing has been lost in this return. The silence follows you, woven into every sound, every color that will meet you again. You carry it lightly, like a soft echo that hums beneath daylight. When you open your eyes, you will see the world as if it, too, has just awakened. Each leaf, each beam of light, slowly remembering how to exist. The dream doesn't end. It simply changes its texture. Awareness remains the same sky, whether filled with stars or sunlight. And you, still breathing, still infinite, rise quietly with the day. You do not rush. You do not fall away. You drift upward, steady. As the light meets you halfway, you drift toward the edge of dawn. The circle is complete now. There is nothing left to reach for, nothing to hold, only breath, soft, infinite. The same breath that began the journey, the same one that will never end. You feel it move through you, as gentle as a tide, as certain as dawn. With every inhale, the universe gathers itself inside your ribs. With every exhale, you return it quietly to the whole. Gratitude arises without thought. It is not directed anywhere. It simply blooms. A warmth in the chest, a soft smile behind still lips. The awareness that everything, even this silence, has been a gift. You begin to feel the threads connecting everything. The stars' pulse, the ocean's breath, the quiet green of morning, the memory of someone's kindness. All of it humming together, woven through this final moment of stillness. You realize now there was never a separation. Every boundary, every word, every sound was only the universe folding inward to speak itself softly a you. And as it unfolds again, you remain part of its breathing, part of its quiet grace. Rest here, in this completion. Let the body rest. Let the mind rest. Even gratitude can rest. There is no need to say thank you. Existence has already answered. The breath slows, but does not stop. It widens into something wordless, a rhythm that includes everything: life, death, sleep, light, silence. All of it, one motion, one infinite exhale. Stay here. No need to move. No need to name. The world is breathing. You are breathing. They are the same. You are, and that is all.